What's going on, you guys? What is going on? What is going on, y'all? This be your boy, Scotty by Nature TV, and we're here for a brand new episode of Yes for the Mess, where we talk about celebrity gossip, hot topics, and all things reality TV based. I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful Monday, and I intend on doing the exact same thing, you guys. What is going on, you guys? What's going on, y'all? All right, hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. But anyway, y'all, I'm sorry. I was distracted. That's why I'm putting my phone on Do Not Disturb now, so I won't be so distracted. But anyway, so what's up, y'all? So the Real Housewives of Atlanta is on the way out, as well as certain friendships on this show, and there is a lot to talk about right about now with Shamia and Portia. Now, I don't foresee this live being no more than 30 minutes tonight because the Whether You Like It or Not panel is coming on tonight, and all that other good stuff. We're gonna be over on Sakina's page tonight, so be on the lookout for that. T is gonna be running a little bit late tonight, so it's a big if he's gonna be there because he's working late. And Josiah, he's dealing with a family emergency today, so he can't come in today. He can't do the panel today because he's going through like a family emergency. So just keep him on your prayer list once again. Okay, he's been having a whole lot going on, a whole lot. So just keep him on the prayer list or whatever. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah. um but how y'all doing today? We're gonna get into some things today. I feel as though, like I said, this live gonna be 30 minutes. I don't see it being no longer than that. But just keep my friend Josiah in his prayers. He just buried his aunt this weekend, which is why he could not come here this weekend so we could do our podcast. But his grandmother is in the hospital right now, so he's not going to be able to show up. So just keep my friend in your prayers. He's been going through a lot family wise, so just keep him guarded, keep him in your prayers. Let your prayer warriors, wrap their arms around him. You feel what I'm saying? Because he needs it right now. So shout out to my bestie Josiah. Um, but yeah, y'all. Listen, I see Too Feisty and I see the jail slayer trying to call me out. But yeah. I don't even have a drink with me right now. I normally would have me something to drink, but I was just thrown off. I was just thrown the hell off, just all the way, all the way thrown off. Been thrown off for a while now, but that's just the basis of the situation. But so like I said, it's some Real Housewives of Atlanta tea, and this is all about Shamia and Portia. However, I'm gonna do a separate video about Shamia and Drew just to get some extra money. But yeah, this is gonna be all about Shamia and Portia. I'm gonna talk about Shamia and Drew on a separate video, y'all. So just stay on the lookout for that. And did y'all know that tonight is the season finale of the Basketball Wives? Girl. And then you know, yeah, that's tonight. And so y'all know the review gonna be tomorrow when it come down to Basketball Wives. And rest in peace to Malcolm Jamal Warner. Like, I cannot believe that Theo is gone. Like, all the good people just gone, y'all. I really hate to see that. Shout outs to everybody in his family, anybody that loved him, anybody that knew him. We all know him as Theo from the Cosby Show and all that stuff. So I had a friend of mine. We always used to call him Theo because he looked just like Theo. But shout out to Malcolm Jamal Warner. He was very much so loved in this black community as far as entertainment goes. I wish he had. I know this ain't got nothing to do with what we're here to talk about, but I wish that Malcolm had more roles after the Cosby Show. I know he had other roles, but it just felt like he went under the radar. Although he had jobs, it just felt like he went under the radar. He wasn't as huge as I felt he should have been. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm the only one that feels that way, but I've always felt like he was underrated. I always felt like Tempest Bledsoe was. I even feel like Keisha Knight Pullman was very much so underrated and didn't really get. You know, when people be on popular shows like The Cosby Show or Living Single, you would think that the opportunities would be rolling through, because I always felt like Erica Alexander didn't really get a chance to really flourish the way she needed to after Living Single. Like, why wasn't any other sitcoms knocking on Erica Alexander's door to give her a job? You know, like, why wasn't she in no movies? You know what I mean? So I just, like I said, I know this ain't got nothing to do with what we're here to talk about, but I had to vent about that for a second. I just had to. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I had to, you know. That's all I'm saying. But however, let's go ahead and get into the mess of it all. And that is Shamea and Porsha, y'all. Now, Shamea and Porsha been going back and forth all the while I was at work today, y'all. All in the while that I was at work. And I hate to say it, but Shamea been taking nothing but L after L after L after L after L after L all damn day today. She been taking L from Shamea. She been taking L's from Drew. She been taking L's from the people that style Drew or whoever owns them purses. She been taking L's from the fans. She just been taking L's. And at this point, it's just best for Shamea to just really shut the hell up at this point, because there's nothing that's gonna help her. And I feel like she really did this to herself by not being transparent about her feelings and not being transparent about the things that she was really, really feeling. And it sucks, but it is what it is. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it truly is what it is. Like, it's really nothing that can be said right now, because she really did this shit to herself. She really did this to herself. You feel what I'm saying? She wasn't being honest. Like, I really got a glimpse of how dishonest she really was at the reunion. I saw little stuff as the season went on and stuff like that, but this reunion really solidified how dishonest she really was. And I really hate that, because, like, she had every right to feel however she wanted to feel about Porsha or Phaedra. The problem is that she wasn't honest about those feelings. She got on national TV and played this role of the scorned friend that's always being done wrong. I'm a people pleaser. I do this for the people. I do that for the people. And I'm always being treated unfairly as a friend. I'm always doing this. I'm always doing that. But I'm always treated unfairly as a friend. And we already knew that shit was true. You were treated unfairly as a friend. It wasn't like it was a lie, but the fact of the matter is that you came on here and you played that game with everybody. And now a lot of us are feeling like damn fools, because a lot of us, especially me, was defending your ass from tooth and motherfucking nail from the moment you came on this show. Because I've always been Team Shamea, even when she was a friend of the show. I've always wanted her to be on the show. I've always liked her. All of those things. I've always felt like she had something going, or she could have been, could have been good as a housewife. And I always felt like when she came on this show, it would be the detriment of her already shaky relationship with Porsha. I've always felt that way as well. So I tried to hold on and just be Team Shamea, because I like her. But even when I'm Team Shamea, I gotta be honest and I gotta be real about this situation. You're not honest. You're a gaslighter and you're lying. And that's very sad to say. You disappointed me all the way. And it is what it is. It's just crazy how you had the fans at the palm of your hand. Everybody was feeling you. Most people were feeling you, that is. You the one with the most followers. You had, like, what? You started off this season with what? About 300,000 followers, and by the end of the season, you almost had 1 million followers. Like, the people were fucking with you. They were fucking with you. And that's the truth. But you came on here, you showed how weak you were and how you really don't have a voice and how you really, really are a person that is better suited to be behind somebody else. And that's not the way to be at your big age, to be settling to be behind somebody else. I wish I would sit around here and be the shadow to somebody else. I refuse to be that. And you already knew by you being on this show with Porsha, being her best friend, being second fiddle. That's what they look at you as. And being the person that was already dumped. It was kind of like you gonna come on here and do all this bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? So all of the bad qualities that we saw in Porsha, we're seeing it on you. And now it's making more sense as to why you and Porsha were friends for so long. Because birds of a feather gonna flock to motherfucking together. That's not always the case. But in this case, we're seeing two sides of the same coin. That's what we're seeing right now. And I can be man enough to say that. So you really fucked it up for yourself. And everybody, that was living for you ain't living for you no more. Now, I still like her. So I don't give a fuck what has happened or what she's done or how stupid she looks. I still like her and I still got, some type of I still root for her in some kind of way. But right now, I just got to be honest and I got to be real about this shit. You were fucked up for the way you did this shit. And I ain't scared to own it. Because, a person like me, I do not like to be wrong. I love to be right all the time. But in this particular instance, I wasn't right. Now, do I still think that Porsha was a fucked up individual to her as a friend? Absolutely. She was. But was Shamea any better with the way that she decided to go about this situation? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. She wasn't honest. And people will respect you enough if you're honest, and you're not honest. If you're going to be on reality TV, you got to be honest about every move you make. Me being on a web reality show, I'm honest about everything that I don't even want to be honest about. Okay? Just throwing it as an example. So it's like when you on a show like this and people watching you, you gotta be genuine. You gotta be respected. You gotta be likable. You gotta be honest about yourself. And one thing about it, and two things for certain, motherfuckers can be flawed as fuck on a reality show. But if they keep it real about how flawed they are and own up to their shit, they will be likable. Shamea, you're not owning up to nothing. You're lying. You're telling half truths, and you making yourself look like a complete liar. And no one is gonna believe nothing that you say. You right there in the same damn sinking ship as Porsha and Phaedra. Because out of everybody on this show, they are the biggest liars on this show, and you're right there with them. And that's not good company to be in. So hey, but you only got yourself to blame for this, and that's all I got to say about it. Now let's get into the tea of the matter. So let me go ahead and share my screen, y'all. So this is what's going on here. Now, Porsha decided to put some unseen receipts from the reunion episode, right? So here we go. Let me see. Slide one, lie number one. Queen Shamea first wedding, I'm by her side as a bridesmaid. Second wedding was in Africa. Reference interview, The Breakfast Club AM, Shamea stated, I only had one wedding when clearly she had two. She definitely did have two. She had one overseas and she had one in Atlanta. So I don't understand why the hell did she get up here and lie about having more than one wedding? Girl, you only had one wedding. Like, why you lying? You feel what I'm saying? Like, why you sitting up here lying to the people? Most people will remember that. Okay, come on now. That was a lie. Lie number two. I sent Shamea flowers to congratulate my bestie for her joining the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Her video she made thanking me, followed by an excited congratulatory phone call I made to her, as well as a lengthy caption on the Instagram post. 4 slides of peach photos of excitement celebrating Queen Shamea as a full-time housewife and peach holder. Reference, Candy's interview, Shamea claimed I only said a simple congratulations on the phone. Case closed. Okay, let's look. Now, this is the first slide right here. This is at the wedding and, you know, all that other shit. Like, this is the first one. Okay. This is the flowers that she said that she sent Shamea when it came down to her being on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay. So let me go back and look at it one more time and play the video.
Yeah, I love it. Oh, and you do it. And you do it. Ooh, and they smell so good. They smell so do it. You gotta, and when you get up, Pete, you get some flowers from your best friend. You get up, Pete, you get the flowers, and you then go in. Ooh, 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 oh, 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 oh.
Now, girl, you was sitting up here laughing and being all jovial when this girl congratulated you, and you done set your ass up here and made it seem like that girl never congratulated you on shit. And Shamea, you are dead ass wrong for that. You are dead ass wrong for that. That video just told it all for me. So basically, at the end of the day, you sitting up here lying about the support that this girl done gave you. Like, girl, stop. Like, come on, Shamea. Come on now. Let me see what lyrics said. Regardless of the semantic of what's the first and second wedding, Porsha should have been to both. Also, be more supportive. And I agree with that. The problem is that Shamea is lying about what happened, and Shamea is lying about how she really felt. This is what we all been saying. The way she felt was valid. How she felt about Porsha was absolutely valid. Like, valid all the way around. It was valid. But she wasn't honest about her true feelings. You can't sit up here and say one thing and then get in front of the camera and do something else. You can't sit in front of the camera and say this and that and then have off-camera conversation with women that you barely know about your so-called best friend. She need to stop lying. Just stand firm on how you feel. Okay, so there is the post that Porsha made as far as her congratulating Shamea. She said, a round of applause for my bestie Shamea. Welcome to the Real Housewives of Atlanta as an official housewife. Finally, let's get this show on the road and light these scenes up. Love you, congratulations, and happy birthday. Love you long time. Okay, so that is what the post said in regards to Shamea in this post. Let me see. Let's get into the next part.
You went on Candy's show and said that I did not congratulate you. She finally had to say, well, did she call you? And you said, well, she called. Then you went on to the Breakfast Club and said that you only had one wedding.
I did only have one wedding.
Which that is also a lie.
Okay.
And when Britt came and told me all of this, I didn't go ballistic just because some of it could have been true. I said, you know what? The grace that I wish I was extended, I'm extending it. Whatever reason she feels comfortable enough to talk about me, it is what it is. But I do have to clear some of my name because when you came on the show and your plan to sabotage me and use the
my plan
fans.
to sabotage
I'm sorry, let me
you?
finish.
That's wild.
It was a scheme and a plan.
Oh, wow.
Hold on.
Okay.
To use what the fans knew about me over the years. Of course, the fans knew that I didn't come to your wedding, right?
Right.
Because
so why would
they
that
remember.
be tea?
Hold on. They remember me coming to your bridal shower and you sitting in front of Candy and Carmen and laughing about my. You went on my medical reason why I didn't come.
You told me you couldn't come because you had a medical condition. It's not the flight. Bottom line is you're not coming.
Well, she can't sit on a plane that long for her legs down. They used to be enough all the time. I can't with you.
And that is true. Two things can be
One
true, Shamea.
All right, see,
Porsha, the medical, the one where she couldn't sit in the back.
I
of the
don't need
plane?
you to laugh about that. I have actually turned around planes. I've turned around planes having that,
on the back of the plane.
diagnosis.
That's all I'm asking. I think it was funny.
Actually, I learned this season that the reason you didn't come is because we were beefing, and I still don't understand what we were beefing about.
I did not go to Shamea's wedding in Kenya because prior to her actual wedding, we were not speaking. I apologize.
1 second, you did not tell me that. I didn't know that we had an issue.
Let me stay on my point because I need to get to where I'm going because this is very important
I would love to address
and very
all that.
detrimental to our future. My medical.
Now there's more tea from behind the scenes that I got to give y'all as well, because you do know I have my sources. Okay, y'all do know that, so I'm gonna give y'all that as well while I'm up here, you know, giving y'all this tea that happened on the blogs. Now here we go with something else from Shamea. Now let's get into that. Now Shamea says, at Porsha for real again, I had one wedding that took place in Kenya. What you attended was my dowry ceremony in my mom's backyard. Secondly, you sent flowers my birthday week just before we started filming. I'd had my peach for over a month. I only said we never celebrated. You can keep your fake receipts with your fake ass friendship. It's crazy how I can be considered your lapdog for riding so hard for you, but at the same time you say I was trying to sabotage you. Make it make sense. Since I got my peach, you've been trying to find a reason to end this friendship. You're unbelievable. Now, Shamea might be lying about some shit, but I damn sure don't think she lying about that. And I even told y'all that last year. Okay. Let me see what else is going on. So Porsha said this, P.S. at Shamea Morton, lying again in her latest post. She claims flowers were for her birthday when the card I sent on the flowers clearly say congratulations. Going out sad, sis, the Lulu. And you better not edit it either. Okay. Number one, traditional marriage ceremony. This is often considered a wedding in many Kenyan cultures. Dowry payment, family introductions and blessings is a respected form of marriage, even if it isn't legally registered with the government. May not include a white dress or church, but is deeply rooted in culture. As Shamea Morton, like I said, I was happy to be in your first wedding. Okay, so we already went into that part. Okay, so that's everything with that. Now, the next thing that we're looking at is the fact that they have now unfollowed each other amidst their social media feud. Okay, now that's what we do know. Now let's get into something else that I heard. Now let me give y'all the tea, some behind the scenes tea. Now I was told this. Now they said now my source says that Porsha did the flowers after that. Now Porsha did send her flowers, but after that wasn't a conversation. That wasn't the conversation with Candy. And Porsha not once wanted her on the show with a peach. She only wanted Shamea. She wanted Shamea to only film with her. Now that's up to y'all to believe or not, but that is what my source says, and I'm going to say it one more time. Porsha did not want Shamea on the show. She only wanted Shamea to film with her and her only. When they would ask Porsha, her answer would be she can't film or she can't be on the show because of Gerald. Not once going back and asking Shamea, can you or would you be a peach now? She only wanted her as a friend, and if that, she was trying to mess up the whole engagement. Now that is what the people were saying. Now, I ain't saying that, now let me tell y'all, I told y'all that last year. That she never wanted her on the show. And it was more than one person saying it. Because if I'm not mistaken, not only did my person tell me, but I think another blogger also said it. And I don't want to say this person's name because, I don't want to get no shit mixed up. But it was definitely another blogger, another YouTuber that definitely said that Porsha did not want Shamea on this show. Now, here we go with this. Your source is biased. How do you know? Everything that this person has told me has turned out to be true. Now, I don't know if you watch my lives like that or not, but a lot of the stuff that this source has told me has turned out to be true. And you can ask anybody that watch my lives. Everything that I told y'all that was gonna happen last season this season when they was filming last year, everything that I told y'all was gonna happen, it happened. I told y'all that Porsha and Drew was gonna be beefing this season. They did. I told y'all that Shamea and Porsha fell out this season. They did. Everything that I said that was gonna happen, it definitely happened. So this source that I have is not really just, they ain't gonna pull none out of their ass. They told me something that was very true. Kenya even said it. So it got to be true. Now, however, it doesn't take away from the fact that Shamea, is going out sad right now. It doesn't take away from that. It doesn't take away from that because Shamea is going out sad with the way that she's handling the situation. But it doesn't take away from the fact that Porsha really did not want her on the show. And it doesn't take away from the fact that Porsha definitely was not the realest friend to her at all. Thank you, Southern Phoenix. Because and I've seen this person in my comments many a times already. So I already know what they own and I already know what side they own and what team they own. Not that I really care because everybody has every right to be on whatever side of team that they want. Now, when it comes down to the whole thing about her husband not wanting to be on the show, that is true. But that's what's been said for a long time, that her husband did not want her on the show. Or he didn't want to be on the show. It's like, you can do the show, but I don't want to do it. You know what I mean? Like, that's been said for a long time. But if y'all remember, they did offer Shamea a peach in season 10. They did. But at the end of the day, neither one of them are coming off good. So, you could be team Porsha and you could be team Shamea. But in this particular situation, I'm team both of y'all looking crazy. Both of y'all looking crazy right now. So it is what it is. That's pretty much the gist of this Shamea and Porsha shit. What I will say is that I really hate what this has done to this friendship of theirs. I really hate that. I really hate what it's done to them. And, regardless of what I think about Porsha or regardless of what I think about Shamea right now, I do feel as though it's kind of messed up how a show can come between your friends. But we've seen this all before. That's kind of why people don't want to do reality shows with their friends, because sometimes it can come between them. And you don't even have to be trying to, allow that to happen. It just happens because you got the opinions of other people that watch the show, and then you got opinions of people that that watches the show. You probably get hijacked by the comments. Like, it's always a lot going on. So it is what it is. But like I said, to each his own. But that's all that we really got for this whole conversation with Shamea and Porsha. I told y'all this was probably going to be like a 30-minute conversation. But then again, at the same point in time, just like Keisha Boo said, if the friendship is strong, it shouldn't happen. And that's what it is. And I just feel like their friendship was never really that strong to begin with. You know what I mean? Like, like they probably already had issues that they wasn't even addressing, and that is the reason why they are where they are. So at the end of the day, that's pretty much all that I got for that, y'all. So that's it. I'll talk to y'all later when we do the panel tonight on Sakina's page, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye, y'all.
Cause I know what I want. I guess I could pray to the man up above. Start a new path with unconditional love. I can build a new life out of this mess. Moving on to a place free from the stress. Lost all the love that I found in you, baby. Lost all the love that I found in you, baby. Lost all the love that I found in you, baby. Lost all the love that I found in you, baby. All of my life
life. And you know what hit the worst when it starts with the night. I'm the type of nigga shit that can speak for itself. See, I'm a bad little nigga with his heart as well. Say it best from the heart, so it beating is felt. Just a sense to see you smile, someone probably can melt with the cause is dealt. Nigga, I was just wishing, can I be the only bad bitch that you hit like? Can I be the only bad bitch you hitting like? Can I be the only bad bitch you hitting like? Can I be the only bad bitch you hitting like? Can I be the only bad bitch you hitting like?